Welcome back, guys. We are going to be continuing the Bad Santa franchise. So today we're going to be talking about Bad Santa 2. Now, I will say this. First off, I know I hear a lot of people say, oh, do you like the second one better? You like the first one better? The first one to me will always be a classic because, again, it's been out for so many years. This one has been out. It came out at 16. So it's roughly been out, what, 7 years, maybe more now at this point, depending on when the movie came out. Now, you have Bill Bob Thornton return as Willie. You got Marcus Cox returning as Marcus, and then you got Brett Kelly returning as a adult Thurman Merman, and then also you got, of course, Kathy Bates joining the fray as well, playing as actually Willie's mom. So unfortunately, Willie, his life's just going further and further and further down the gutter ever since what happened in the events of the first movie. You can tell that he still chases off Thurman anytime he gets, because Thurman still wants to be part of Willie's life. He considers him family, but he just does not want him around because obviously of how he is, and Willie just keeps getting worse. He's drinking more, he's doing this, doing that. He can't keep a job. He tries to, whatever, and then he finds out that, of course, Marcus is back, and Marcus has a deal for him that, hey, go to New Jersey with me, or I think it was Chicago. Yeah, it was Chicago. And it's like, let's go to Chicago with me, and we're gonna pull off another gig, and we'll, get back to our old roots. So he doesn't want to do it, but then he finds out that, okay, who's gonna be running this operation, which is, of course, Sonny, which is his mother, and he does not want nothing to do with her. He does not trust her. Obviously, they're on very bad terms. So the entirety of the movie, Will is trying to deal with not only his mother, he's trying to deal with Marcus, and he's also dealing with another love interest by the name of Diane, who is running this organization who they're gonna steal from, and also she has a drunk and alcohol problem, and the same thing with Willie. So when she finds out about this, she tries to take him to meetings, and that's how they kind of start hooking up, because she goes back to her old ways just a tad, getting with Willie to get out whatever frustration she has towards her husband, and among other things. And then Sonny's trying to play Willie against Marcus, and Marcus trying to play Willie against Sonny. At the whole deal, you can't really trust nobody, and then Willie is finds out that Thurman followed him to Chicago, and now he's trying to get him on the straight and narrow to where you need to stay away from me, because if you do, you're not going to do anything. Again, Thurman's pretty much the same. He hasn't really changed. He's, I would say, still a kid at heart at this point. He's still a very dumb individual, but at the same time, he has a good heart at the same time. And Willie, he does still have a special place for Thurman. He does not want nothing to happen to him, but he also knows with who he is, what he does, and also everything else, that he does not want things to occur. And that's the reason why he tries to keep Sonny and Marcus away from Thurman, but at the same time, he also figures out, like, hey, Granny's gone. And what's crazy, though, there's so much gap between the first one and the second one. Like, okay, if his grandma died, and we're assuming that Thurman's mom died, his dad should already gotten out on parole. So what happened to his dad? That's one thing. Second, what happened to the bartender that Willie was getting with? What happened to her? Obviously, there was a picture of them visiting him when he was in the hospital. So what happened? There's a lot of time gap. There's really not much to really tell. So at the entirety of the film, they're still trying to go through all this stuff. Even, he tries to help his mom out because she's got a very bad cough, and he's trying to just gain money so he can get back on his feet. But then he soon realizes that all this is for kids, and that's when he wants to put a stop to it, even when Sonny and Marcus try to turn against one another, because Marcus does turn up against Willie. Willie's like, okay, hey, I got the upper hand on you this time. And then finally, when it looks like Sonny may be on his side, Sonny actually turns against her own son. Now, Willie does get shot yet again in this film. He survives, and Marcus still survives even after Sonny shoots him. And then Sonny goes to prison, and I want to say Marcus is on life support / bedridden, and Willie, he gets out. He's still doing, I would say, work at where he was going to still at, and then also at other places, and he does get revenge on Marcus at the very end of the film, which is pretty funny. So a lot of these one-liners, man, I would say I wouldn't say is as good as the first one. They try to make it as good as the first one. There are a lot of lines in this film that is very funny. I think one of my favorite lines is when Marcus is saying to him, he's like saying, well, like, don't do it. He's, why, we're going to steal anyway. He says, well, if we get fired, we can't get to the access to the building. If we can't get access to the building, we can't get access to the safe. If we can't get access to the safe, there's no reason for me to be standing out here freezing my nuts off. So it's just lines like that that make the movie incredibly funny. And again, they try to do a lot that they did from the very first movie, which did work, and they add some other stuff in there, which again I like, because I've seen this movie maybe 3 or 4 times, maybe not as much as I have seen the very first one, but I still enjoy the film. I still laugh very hard, and I do like it. I don't have an issue with really none of the cast in here. I think they all did a very good job. And would we ever get a third one? That's a question. I'm not exactly sure if we would get a third one. I'm not exactly sure how we could possibly even do a third one. Uh, Again, Sonny is in jail. Marcus will probably go back to jail at this point. I feel like Willie has pretty much changed his tune to really not want to do any type of criminal activity anymore, and maybe he would possibly get in a relationship with Diane. I don't know. We exactly don't know exactly where it would go from here. So I think that the story is pretty much finished unless they come up with something even more crazy. So I like Bad Santa 2, guys. If you have not seen it, definitely check it out. If you guys are new to the channel, subscribe and leave a big fat like on the video if you guys enjoyed. You guys can watch this on YouTube. You guys can watch it on Paramount, and you can even watch it on Roku as well. So definitely check it out if you haven't. Buy it on DVD as well, and just enjoy the movie. Let me know what you think. I'll see you as always on the next one.